If you have this within you to be able to receive it, it will awaken that in you. Because I can't put anything into you. If it's not naturally there, then there's nothing I can do. There's my cycling coach who chose me, and he came to me when I was 13, and he said, I want you to come train with my training group. And his training group was all Olympians and only national champions. And he said, you're not going to do our training, but I'm going to tell you what to do for your training. But the reason why I want you to come is that I want you to be around this conversation, because this is the real conversation that you need to be exposed to. And so I was there. It did awaken something within me. I did have the capacity to understand, and I had the willingness to do what I had to do from my side of the aisle to honor that privilege. And eventually, over time, there were more people that came into my life that supported me in a similar way. And that allowed me to do some of the things that you shared with us in the introduction. I never was intimidated by people. I never, again, thought that I had to prove anything to anybody. So it was a matter of, do I have the courage to, number one, contemplate an option that seems maybe perhaps impossible, but I never felt like that. I felt like if something is put in your way and there's a natural attraction and you know how your truth speaks to you, then it's pretty easy to engage, because you kind of know what the outcome is before you start, but it doesn't exempt you from doing the time and the effort that it takes to be able to manifest that. The Olympics is an interesting thing because there's really three parts to it. There's everything that precedes it. So for me, it was a 10-year commitment that I was responsible for. And it's like if I didn't make it, I was still responsible for that 10 years. It's one thing to get there. My odds of getting there were 1 in 360 million. So, that wasn't really good odds, but I never thought about that. Never a consideration to me. It's like, well, it seems possible, and I'll show up for duty, and I'll do what I got to do to be of service to the calling that I did receive. But then there's the Olympics itself, the competition. It's gnarly, because I can tell you this, is that the most important thing that the Olympics taught me is that the elusive 1 or 2%, look, if we're honest about it, we all have something that holds us back. It just won't let us go all in. If you're going to be an Olympian, you have to learn to confront that. And you have to learn to call that up on command when you need it, and you have to come from that place. That's not an easy place to get to. And so the competition itself was its own unique experience, because it's like the countdown clock is going to happen whether you're ready or not. You have to make the decision, am I going to step up and step into this with everything that I've got? And our human nature always thinks we need another month, we need another day, I'm not really prepared yet. Well, forget that, because that doesn't exist in the Olympians world. The Olympians world is you're ready to step onto the field anytime, in any place, and be able to get the job done despite the circumstances. But then after the Olympics are over, then there's the decompression from it as you go through your event only 500 million times. You replay the event, what could have been done better, blah, 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 the usual autopsy list of things that you go through. And there's a lot of reconciliation that has to happen. And the other side of this is that when you play at the Olympic level, you'll never look at life the same again. I can understand why astronauts go to the moon and they come back different. They see the Earth from the moon. It changes their perspective. It's exactly the same thing with the Olympics. You can see what's possible that transcends what most people think is even probable. And so the whole scaling is completely different. And I believe that there is a part of the Olympian that's always there. I mean, I still react right now as I was in the Olympics. I don't think that Olympic competitiveness ever leaves you. And I was not a combat veteran of trying to, again, prove to myself that I was better than others. To me, it was exploring what the limits of my possibility really was.